The cost of living in the U.S. has risen to its highest level in 40 years. The latest figures from the Labor Department show the Consumer Price Index jumped 1.2% in March. That adds up to an 8.5% increase from the same time last year. This is the fastest annual rate of inflation since December of 1981. CBS News Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent and Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan joins me now. Hi there, Margaret. So a recent CBS News poll shows that higher prices have presented difficulties or even hardships for 66% of Americans. Is there any sense that this record inflation will soon abate?
Well, it's certainly the Federal Reserve's job to try to get it under control. But no, last week I spoke with one of the Federal Reserve presidents who gets to vote on how much to increase interest rates by. And she said we won't be back down to 2% by the end of the year. It's going to take some time. So get used to this, though there is an effort to bring down those prices. And it's a perfect storm of already high inflation overlaid with continued supply chain disruptions due to COVID and this war in Ukraine. It's not just one factor. It's all of them. And it is pretty hard right now to see ease on the horizon, particularly as we're talking about the war in Ukraine dragging on for some time, which could continue to disrupt food supply.
Well, speaking of that, Ukraine is actually known as the breadbasket of Europe, Margaret, but now Russia is being accused of using starvation tactics as part of their coordinated war effort. You talked to the head of the UN World Food Program who was visiting Ukraine. I want to play a snippet of your interview.
Are you confident you can keep food supply lines open?
No, I'm not. I'm not confident at all. In fact, we're reaching millions of people, us and all the partners in the international community here inside Ukraine. But there are places that we can't reach, like in Mariupol and other places where Russian forces have besieged the city and are not allowing us the access we need. If we get the access, if we deconflict these access points, we can reach every single person that is suffering, struggling for food right now.
That interview is going to air on Face the Nation Sunday. Margaret, I just have to tell you, it's chilling to hear him say that he is not confident that they'll be able to keep food supply lines open. What more did you learn about the hunger crisis in Ukraine?
And that's the challenge with all these UN agencies, right, is that they need to be able to travel into the country, keep those supply lines open, and do so without becoming party to the conflict themselves. This is chilling, because the United States has accused Russia of deliberately targeting food supplies, of targeting farmlands. You see images now of Ukrainian farmers wearing bulletproof vests while they go out to tend their fields, trying to create and go out and harvest the grains that Ukraine has produced for years. As you said, it was the breadbasket of Europe. So the fact that Russia is trying to starve the Ukrainian people and prevent them from even producing food to feed themselves is a direct weapon here. It is also something that threatens to disrupt global food supply, because combined Ukraine and Russia make up 25% of the world's wheat supply. And that was chilling to hear David Beasley, the World Food Program, draw a direct line between the war in Ukraine now, the disruption of global supply of food, plus price increases, potentially causing political instability around the world. He said in Africa, in the Middle East, highlighted a number of countries where they are worried about instability as a result of what's happening right now.
Those domino effects, all so alarming. While I have you, Margaret, I want to also discuss major news that came out of Ukraine, which is the Russian ship that sank this week. The Pentagon believes it was hit by 2 Ukrainian Neptune missiles. Russia is denying this. You have retired Lieutenant General Ben Hodges on the show Sunday. He's a former commander of U.S. Army forces in Europe. What's the latest happening on the ground, and what more have you learned about that Russian ship?
We will also have Ukraine's foreign minister on the program Sunday, so we will ask him what his government and his military are experiencing. We know that Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, will be able to give us some insight into what the destruction, the sinking of this flagship vessel in the Black Sea means to slowing the assault on the southeast of the country and ultimately that push into the eastern portion of Ukraine. Mariupol, that city that you heard David Beasley referred to, is a city that's been under near constant bombardment, starvation being used as a tactic there, and it is the seizure of that potential seizure of that city that could help open up a land bridge for Russia to continue to get supplies into its army. And so that could be a strategic win if Russia can do that. That's why taking out this ship matters. Plus, it's it's an embarrassment, frankly, for Russia to have had Ukraine do this.
All right, Margaret, looking forward to hearing more about all of this weekend. Thanks. And a reminder, Face the Nation streams every Sunday at 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS News.